welcome to another edition of IP Somm. I'm Heather Boyd, owner and proprietor of Pillar IP. I have with me two guests today, Diana Coots from Marcoon Creative Design and Jennifer Walker from Genuine Social media expert, I guess. I will get you to introduce yourself so you can actually tell us a little bit about yourselves, please.
Wonderful. Do you want to go?
All right, I'll go. So I am Jennifer Walker, as Heather mentioned, and I specialize in helping small businesses and entrepreneurs with their messaging, clarifying their messaging, and attracting customers. So I'm a social media consultant and small business coach.
Perfect. And I am Diana Coot, owner of Marcoon Creative Design, and I specialize in branding and then building out all of the collateral that comes with that brand. So that includes print, digital, web design, whatever a brand needs.
Excellent. So I'm just making some notes here because we will be going off camera afterwards to do an actual brainstorming session, which we'll talk about a little later. Now, as always, we incorporate some wine because I think collaborative thinking requires some creativity, and I'm more creative when I have a beverage in hand. So today's wine choice is Monto Antico. It's an Italian wine, great value at LCBO, and it tastes great. The other thing is it's got a Calvin clasp, so I thought I'd show you very quickly how to open a Calvin clasp. That's just the metal clasp. Much easier. So a lot of people try to rim the top of it and just twist. If you grab the entire thing and pull the whole thing together, it comes right off. Look at how easy that is.
Learn something new every day.
Amazing.
I'm all about the tips when it comes to wine.
That's a very handy tip.
Yeah, I did not know that.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little bit of a cheer here because these two women have developed an idea for an entrepreneurial endeavor to help entrepreneurial women, men as well, I guess, eventually.
Entrepreneurs in general. We don't discriminate.
That's right. So that's what we're here for. After the session, we're going to go off camera. We're going to do a brainstorming session to actually choose a trademark. So in doing that, we're going to say cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Here's to collaboration.
Here's to collaboration.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And it's cold here in Ontario right now, so
This is the
it's really
jackets.
nice. That's the jackets, and it's really nice to stay warm with a nice,
Really nice.
glass of red. So part of the reason that we wanted to do this on camera right now is just to talk about what we shouldn't be choosing as a trademark. I know that Diana, you've probably encountered this in helping clients picking brands and whatnot. So I'm just going to go through the criteria of what can be an enforceable or what cannot be an enforceable or registrable trademark so that we have an idea of what we're going to go through in the brainstorming session afterwards. So first and foremost, and I tell this to all my clients, you cannot have a trademark that's your name or surname. Well, you can have a trademark that's your name, but you don't need to register it. But don't choose a trademark that's a name or surname of any individual who's living or is deceased within the last 30 years. Just because everyone's entitled to use their name as the trademark. So generally avoid that. It's really hard to sell your business afterwards if it's under your business name. So if it's under your personal name, sorry. The next is that it cannot be clearly descriptive or deceptively misdescriptive of the goods, the character of the goods or services with which it's associated, or the persons involved in providing those services. So, I'm an IP agent. I'm not going to call my company IP agency because that's clearly descriptive of what the services I'm providing. Next is it cannot be the name of any product in any language, or product or service in any language. So I think we talked about this a little bit off camera before, that if you have a chair, you can't call your company, if you're building chairs, you don't want to call those chairs chaises in French, because it's the equivalent in French, right? And then the last one is that it cannot be confusing with either a registered trademark or a mark that's already been filed. So that means that there has been public notice given that they are using it as a trademark, and that in the case of a registered trademark, that the government has provided a monopoly over the exclusive use and profit of that trademark to another company. So don't adopt someone else's trademark, including, you talked about it.
Oh yeah.
Give us a little scenario there.
So I have a client who was working on a brand name and came up with something that was exactly the same as a very established business with an S at the end.
Yeah. Pluralizing it does not discount it from being confusing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I strongly encouraged him not to use that name. And we did finally convince him to change it. But basically saying that, you know, that company that has that trademark is going to come after you and force you to change it, and you're going to have to go through rebranding, and it's expensive and a headache, and you might get sued.
So the biggest problem there is that the money they spent in branding it to that, they could lose it immediately. But I mean, it's not just having to rebrand. They can sue and take every little dime that you've ever put into this company.
Not good.
So you want to avoid that. So just a little plug here for Pillar IP. We've got a couple of trademark agents now who will actually go into your companies when you're choosing brands or picking product names or whatnot to help you do real-time searching. We charge an hourly fee to do this so that your costs up front, you know that you, at the end of it, will get a strong trademark, something that's enforceable, something that's registrable, and will definitely not be confusing with anything else out there.
A great service.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what it is that you ladies have developed, and then we're going to go off camera and we're going to do the brainstorming session. So, Jen?
We're looking at developing a list of products and maybe some services that would help entrepreneurs take their business to the next level using mindset, not so much strategy and that sort of stuff, but removing blocks that they've created themselves to get further in their businesses, and to make it open not just for people who are already open to working on mindset, but for people who don't really understand what mindset is.
Okay, so when you're talking about mindset, you're talking about all the intellectual thought processes that go into making a business.
Yes.
And how as a business owner you may think or put these together. Does that make sense?
And also running it. So things that say you encounter issues with certain areas of running your business, and it's holding your business back and detrimental to your growth or whatever it could be. And so the focus of our products are going to hopefully help these business owners overcome these issues that could be holding their businesses back.
Let me ask you a little bit of a question, because my biggest business mindset thing is getting past the bookkeeping side of things.
Okay, that's a huge one.
I hate it.
It's awful.
It's not actually sending out the invoices or collecting the money, which I love. It's entering all the miscellaneous expenses that go along with the business. So I create this mental block in my head saying, oh God, I just push it aside. I just kept pushing it aside, and then it overwhelms me at the end. So that's great. And then I end up paying a lot more for an accountant to come in and clean up everything. So you're going to be doing something like that, like making sure they push through that mental block so that they don't push it aside or put it off, kind of thing.
Well, maybe helping a little bit in some of the ideas of what could be that mental block. You know, is the mental block more of if I hire someone, I'm not going to have enough money, a scarcity mindset to do it, or is it something else that, you know, is it another avenue of a mental block that's occurring within you? Because we're all different, we all come from different backgrounds, but the only thing we have in common really is that we have mindset blocks, so that helping you identify what that mindset block could be and then helping you overcome that mindset block.
Excellent. Well, ladies, here's to a good collaborative session of brainstorming.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take everything that they've said here. We're going to talk about what not to choose when you pick names. And then I will do some real-time searching with them to make sure that this is going to be whatever they choose ultimately, will be an enforceable brand, it can be registered, and we'll probably file the application for you, right?
Perfect.
Excellent. So thank you for joining me, ladies. Thank you for joining us on another episode of IP Somm. If you like what you saw here, please like, share, subscribe to our channel. And if you have any topics that you'd like to discuss on IP Somm, comment below. Remember, we're not providing legal advice here. We're just sipping wine and talking IP. Cheers.
Cheers.
My favorite kind of meeting.